ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chat Room with Max. It's another beautiful Sunday where we're going to talk about things that you are definitely going to recognize with. But in the first moment, I want to first of all thank you very much for being such a loyal follower, for being such a great support, for being part of this great family, Chat Room with Max. It is really, really growing, and we appreciate you. Thank you very much. So today we have a power packed full house of professionals and everything. Everything joined. We have everything together today. Today we're going to be talking about um, anxiety. We're going to be talking about depression. We're going to be talking about PTSD. We're going to be talking about childhood trauma. Me, I'm from Nigeria, so I understand what it means for someone to experience childhood trauma. We're going to be talking about that in details today. But in the meantime, I just want you to join me to make welcome this long lost big brother of mine that has run away and is just showing up today out of the blues. No, not out of the blues. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one, the only Sam Soft, everybody.
Woohoo! We have our audience today.
Yes. We have the audience today. Sam Soft, how have you been?
I've been doing good. You know, say last time because Nigeria lost the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I just checked.
You just decided to. Did you get depressed for a minute or what?
That was like a few seconds depression. that's a
few seconds depression.
The boys won't make us depressed. Can you imagine that?
Samson, why would you be saying something like that? Eh? Listen, someone must win, someone must lose. That is the game.
I don't like to be part of the losers.
Yeah.
Do you like to lose?
Well, if I lose, I lose. I know I'm going to win again. Someday. Welcome.
It's good to see you.
Welcome.
How you guys looking? Look at our studio, man. We're doing good. We do it like that.
Yeah. Can you say that again for the camera?
We do it like that. We do it like that.
By the way, your camera is that one.
Which
yeah,
one
that third one. Yeah. There you go.
You are looking at me, eh?
And they are looking at you.
This is my reference.
They are looking at you, looking at them.
This is my reference.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to join me as we make welcome our one special brother who has been very, in fact, this guy has been. Let's just introduce him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the one, the only Stone.
Hey, hello. How are we doing today?
Professor.
Yeah? Well, I need that, you know. I'm overdue for that one.
Okay. So, Stanley, how have you been?
How have you been?
I've been doing well, very well. How you guys doing today?
We're good. We are doing it right.
We're doing it like that.
Yeah. Sam, did you taste some aquavine today?
What are you talking
about?
I
take no waiting.
Oh, he can't charge up today. I've been away for so long.
I tell you, we are in the spirit, brother. We are in the spirit, but not be aquavine. Now only goes win.
Okay. Let's get the show moving. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, welcome again to Chat Room, and please don't forget to do like we always do. I already see comments coming in already. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like where you're watching this from. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Do not forget to hit the notification tab so you know just when we're on. And lastly, don't forget to share because
there's love in sharing. Sharing is caring is giving is good.
It has do. Thank you, Sam.
You know that you say I'm fired up.
Okay.
Are you depressed?
Who, me?
The way you take breathe just now.
My brother. The topic for today, it tired me already. I tell you, the lady. In fact, the show today is balanced. We have 2-2. So the men cannot overdo, the women cannot. The woman can still overdo. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome this particular wonderful lady. Is She's returning back to the show. Sam Soft actually missed her. Yes, she was here last week. When you chose to be a little bit depressed. There you go. She did a perfect job. that people were like, "Oh, can you bring her back? Can you bring her back?"
Okay.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome the one, the only. I mean, not ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Hello. How y'all doing? Thanks for having me back.
Welcome,
you're
welcome,
welcome.
welcome to the show. I mean, welcome back. It's always it's nice to have you on. Last week you were very very insightful. You made a lot of great comments that a lot of people resonated with. Especially mental health in the African community. Yes, that's what we talked about
A serious
last
one.
week. Very very serious. So welcome back, Aminat.
Welcome, Amina. That name
Thank
sounds
you.
like she's from where
She's
you?
Nigerian
She's
actually.
Nigeria. Amina, okay, sounds like
No,
Sierra
it's not
Leone.
Aminat. It's Aminat.
Aminat, okay, there you go.
Eh,
So it's Aminat. How are you, Aminat?
Aminat
I'm
is
fine.
Good,
yes.
good. Welcome back.
Glad you can make it today.
Thank
Oh yeah.
you.
Don't mind the Super Eagles.
Blame it on the Super Eagles. When they were winning, did you blame them?
I was hailing them.
Oh, please. I say don't
There's
mind.
nothing wrong in second place, though.
Thank
They
you.
did
Tell
their best.
him.
Okay, I like the first two.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue with the show, I met this wonderful lady on TikTok. I was on the streets of TikTok, walking around,
Lady at
cruising.
TikTok, lady.
So as just zoom into me, ignore some stuff for now. As I was saying, I met her on the street of TikTok. We were talking and ticking and talking, and she was saying so many things that were making sense, with regards to mental illness. And going to look her up. She has the qualification. She's very knowledgeable, and I want to introduce to you all. This is her first time in chat room live,
Wow.
ever. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one, the only Alice. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
welcome, 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 welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me. How is everyone doing?
Oh,
We're
we're
good.
doing
We
great.
cruising.
Doing good.
Yeah, we're doing good. Welcome to the show, Alice. So,
Thank
Alice, since we've gotten to meet Aminat last week, we want to know more about you. So, can you please just let the audience know who you are, please?
Okay, so like you know earlier, my name is Alice, so that is fine. I am a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Ohio and New York. So I see clients in both states virtual. I would say my area of expertise will be trauma and then working with African immigrants. And I'm also currently trying to finish my PhD in counseling as well. So
Okay,
that's a little bit about me.
okay. Thank you very much, Alice. Thank you very much. You're welcome once again to chat room.
Welcome.
Yes, yes. So today we're going to be talking about three particular things. We're going to be talking about anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
depression,
Yeah.
and PTSD. But this time around, we're zooming into childhood trauma. So, who do we want to? Okay, so let's begin. Let's just begin by doing this. Anxiety. Let's start with anxiety. What do we understand by anxiety, and how can people know that they have anxiety or not? But in the first place, I want to welcome everybody joining in. You're
Yes.
welcome. You're welcome.
You're
Please and
welcome.
please don't forget to do as we always do, like where you're watching this from, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification tab so you know just when we're on, and lastly, share. Don't forget to share.
Because there's love in sharing. Sharing is good. And when you share, you will not be depressed. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Okay. Okay, so let's go.
You like that
uh,
line? How do you like that
it
line?
makes sense one time. So let's go. Alice, let's begin with you. What do you understand by anxiety, and how can people identify anxiety in their life or
Mhm.
around them?
Okay. So when we talk about anxiety, I would say there is the clinical form of anxiety, and then there is the normal everyday anxiety. That is something that we all experience in life. I'm hearing some feedback. I don't know if it's me.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think you'll hear it anymore.
Okay. So the normal type of anxiety. So like you're going to take a test, you'll be anxious a little bit, or you'll be nervous about going to take the test. You're going to get married, even though it's good news, you're still going to be anxious and nervous a little bit. You're moving to a new place, so there is that normal kind of anxiety that is there. And then we have the clinical form of anxiety, which gets in your way of living your everyday life. So some people may have anxiety to the extent that they may not leave their house, so they will always be at home. They may not be able to drive. So in order for them to go from point A to point B, somebody has to drive them, or they have to walk, and that could get in their way of maybe making money or meeting new people. So that would be the clinical form of anxiety that's usually the person would be diagnosed using the DSM five.
Right. Mm.
So
Okay.
anxiety at the basic level, I would say it's about worry and fear of the
Mm.
future. So worry and fear of the future. Often depression is about the past and anxiety is about the future. So the thing hasn't happened or is going to happen, and being worried or being afraid of it.
So, Aminat, do you want to chime in and add anything to that?
I actually think those were very good explanations regarding anxiety and depression. The what I think Alice mentioned is the idea of, yes, there's everyday worries. You know, there's a fear of oh, I have a test coming up, oh, I have to go to work, drive to work tomorrow, oh, I have to go to the doctor's office. I might be getting news that it might be good news, it might be bad news, but the anxiety of, oh, what would the news state? But and anxiety is part of life, but when it holds you back from being able to go to that doctor's office, from being able to take that test, from being able to always thinking about the negative and not able to like go engage in the community, that's when you then be like, okay, you might need extra support regarding the anxiety, because it's limiting your ability to function.
Can you all hear him? Or am I the only person that?
Oh, sorry. So, sorry about that. Yeah. So we, as I was saying, we have Godwin Edache in the house. He's announcing himself, which is good. We have Temi Tokpa in the house. Hi, Temi. We have Chigospo in the house. She says that they have started. Yes. She also says anxiety is good. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Can you explain in what sense? In what sense? How is anxiety good?
Good.
In what sense? Then now, thank you very much for what you guys just said, right? So Samsoft, do you can you
Yes, I have a question for anybody that wants to answer first. My first question will be, can you share some practical strategies for managing anxiety in everyday life?
Okay, so I want to touch on the anxiety is good, and then I will give some strategies for managing uh,
mm-hmm.
and anxiety. So there is a function, right? Just like I was talking about fear and worry, everything that we have as human, there is a function for it. So when it comes to fear, there is a function for fear. Because let's say you are going to touch a hot stove, right? If you don't have that sense of fear or that thing that will prompt you, you will touch it, you'll be hurt. So that anxiety or that fear, it's like a red, I say it's like a traffic light or a red light that's on, that hey, stop, for you to think about what you are doing before you go on. But if that thing keeps you from going forward, then it becomes the issue. So anxiety in of itself, or when we say fear, it's okay. We have healthy way of fear or the low level, but when it becomes too much, then that's where the problem is. Then it could get in your way of life, or you are always under stress. And when you are under stress all the time, it can also have implications on your physical health at the same time. So it's a yes or no. No, there is some balance to that. So if you're somebody who struggles with anxiety, oftentimes the first thing that you the most things that you could do is do some lifestyle changes. So do you exercise or physical activities? When I say exercise, I'm not talking about going to the gym and lifting 100-pound weight, or doing this. You just want to show everybody that you are the macho person, or you are the strongest person in the world. That's not it. Just physical activities, moving your body. It can be 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day. You could be walking, you could be dancing, you could be doing some yoga, just moving your body so that you can activate those endorphins and those hormones in your body. So that's one thing. The other thing that you could do is meditation or mindfulness, right? So, meditation is about training your brain or your mind to be aware of the present without any judgment, or without trying to control it or trying to make efforts. So, meditation would be good. The third thing I would say is, what's your diet? What are you eating? Because sometimes the foods that we eat, something like coffee, alcohol, all those things can cause anxiety. So, just check the things that you are intaking, right? Are you drinking a lot of soda? Sometimes the sugar that we take, that can also spike some of our anxiety as well. So just do a lifestyle kind of inventory. Check yourself. What am I eating? When do I eat this? How does my body react to it? And all of those things. So when you do those lifestyle changes and you feel like, this thing is getting in my way of going forward in life, I would say then definitely see a professional, see a therapist or a mental health professional, so that they can give you some other tools. And also, maybe there could be some underlying factor that's causing the anxiety that you can work on as well. And then the third thing that you can do is also medication. I think that's something that we as Africans, as much as we shy away from therapy, when it comes to medication, we are like, no, 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 no. But sometimes, like I was talking about, the neurotransmitters in your brain, the hormones, the electricity, the chemicals, they are
Yeah.
in balance. So the medication is going to help you to balance it out, to bring it to a balanced place. So, and if you take medication, it doesn't mean you have to take medication for the rest of your life. It could be for a month, 2 months, so that when it comes to that balance, you and your prescriber can talk about it, and then you could be off that medication. So that's what I will, the few that I would say for managing anxiety, and then I will leave it to my sister to add something else to it.
Okay,
Before
before you add anything, sorry, before you add to it, this is what I want to read this follow up comment by Chi Gospel. She says, anxiety is good, keeps us up with our performances until it starts to affect us negatively. Well, what I want to say is this, right? Everything is good. Everything is good until until it becomes something you cannot control anymore. You
it
understand?
becomes a, yep,
So
becomes an addiction. Yeah.
not just addiction per se, but if you have some, yeah, little, like, okay, you're thinking of something, and oh, if I touch this thing, this is going to happen to me. Oh, I'm nervous to touch it, which is good,
Okay.
right? But when it now becomes,
Affecting your life.
when it begins to affect your daily
Daily activities.
function,
Okay.
your daily activity, you cannot control it anymore. You cannot control that impulse, that thinking, that impulsive thinking, that you cannot control how you like how you're scared of things. You begin to sweat profusely. You begin to have tremors when you think about some things. You begin to, have
Too much
chest
uncomfortable.
chest tightness, all those things. Then it has now
To become
become
a
a problem.
problem.
That's where it's now anxiety. So yes, everything is good until it
It
gets to the point where you can
becomes a
no
problem.
longer control it, when it now becomes a problem. That's technically the definition of mental illness, because you have to get to that point where you can no longer control some certain things going on with you. Then it's now a problem. So I hope we agree. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
Just
Uh,
to
Yeah.
to add to that, like I don't want to. I don't want everyone that is watching now. When you hear the word mental, you scare some people thinking, "Oh, I'm crazy." No, understand something. It's not the word mental meaning that you can be having some issues, don't mean that you have to necessarily take medications.
Mm.
There are certain things that you can do to control it, except it escalates. Before it escalates, maybe you seek a professional for, before it get worse. But there's a level of mental illness that is
Mhm.
not really like you think that you are crazy. No, some people say, oh, when they hear the word mental, they are scared, especially from our country, Africa,
Oh,
Nigeria.
I'm mad. Oh, I'm
They
mad.
say, I know they crazy. So, no, that's not what it means
Yeah,
technically.
yeah. Okay. I mean, sorry, Stanley is still quiet. I mean, you want to go first, then Stanley. Let's do ladies first.
Okay. Well, I do concur regarding anxiety and ways you can support yourself, be it mindfulness, be it taking time out to do things that work for you, be it yoga, go for walks in the community, or just engaging in an activity that works for you. And I taking it down to the practical, aside from like therapy, like cognitive, different forms of therapy. Some people at times need to have like physical objects that they're touching to sort of
Mhm.
transfer that excess energy to. So that's a way of calming themselves down, centering themselves in the moment and whatnot. And regarding the person who commented that anxiety is good, going back, yes, there are things, everything is good in moderation. We're talking about when when it gets to the level that it's hindering your ability to be functional.
Yeah.
That's when maybe you need to obviously utilize all the skills that we've referenced. And further on, if those skills are not helping you, then maybe the additional pharmacological or medication aspect might be an additional support.
Mm.
Okay.
Let's take this comment real quick, if Stanley does not mind. The comment says, "Hello everyone," and it's from Livy's Kitchen, by the way. She says, "Hello everyone, and good evening. Good to be back, and I have a combination of anxiety, depression, PTSD, and don't even get me started on childhood and adulthood trauma."
Oh, I think maybe that's where it starts from,
Yeah, that's so okay. We're definitely touching. That's why I have all these great minds in the house today
to address it
to address it.
so we can know how to manage it.
Yes, yes. So Chi Gospel furthermore says, Auntie Livy, calm down. Okay, okay, Stanley.
Don't oppress it.
Yeah, Stanley, talk to us.
Again,
Okay. Okay.
um, anxiety is not something to toy with.
Yep.
It's not good in any way. And I beg to differ on that aspect. Anxiety is very, very dangerous to the stability of your body mentally, most especially. And before it gets to the mental aspect, there's the physiological aspect that it goes through before it starts to make the hormones in your body to run out of order that could result and cascade into so many things. Anxiety is a precursor to mental illness or nervous breakdown. And whatever signals any stress or makes your heart to skip a beat or your mind to get moved for any second that creates any sort of imbalance physiologically within your body system that makes you afraid of something is something you need to tackle and take care of at the moment you identify it. And anxiety, the question you asked initially, how do you get past anxiety? I think it was Sam that asked that question. The first step is to know that you are anxious. If you know that you get anxious for whatever reason, caused by whatever thing, you are halfway through the process of getting help for yourself. If it is something you've identified that triggers it, that causes you to get at the beginning stages where you skip a bit or you have to sit up when that thing comes around or you think about it, uh, it's it's where you now begin to start to nab it. So In no way is it good. It's a very dangerous expression of the body that could be caused by either external factors or maybe internal factors within
Mm.
you. That when you find them, you want to go seek help immediately. And there are many ways. And the experts have outlined a few of them that you can get over this thing. So, in no way is anxiety good. It's dangerous to your well being, it's dangerous to your functionality as a human being. And like Alice said in the beginning, it could change and impair your ability to do anything, think right, or even go through your daily simple task. So
Okay,
it's something to be very very mindful of.
I have a question. I have a question for
Okay.
Stanley.
Yeah.
Um, have you ever gone to take an exam, and when you went to take that exam, you were really your heart was like beating a little bit faster. You were thinking, "Oh my God, am I going to pass this exam? Oh my God, am I going to pass this exam?" And
Will I
you were
remember that routine?
sweating. Yeah, has that ever happened to you, sir?
Well, when I think back in the days, my secondary school days, if I have not studied very well, then yes, it happens,
Okay,
and
so
I
that was
know
you.
then that that is a stressor for me. I
That
didn't
was
study
you.
well.
That was you being anxious right there, and also fright or flight response. That's
That,
also.
that-
So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is
There might be like a good anxiousness. But what he's saying though, it
what
makes
Stanley
sense.
is saying makes sense,
Yeah.
but when it gets to the point where you cannot control it anymore, can somebody look at Samson's left right leg right now? Oh, you see what he was doing right there? You see what he's doing right
Yeah.
there?
Let's see. Being there.
Okay.
Is that anxiousness?
let,
you're about to be diagnosed right there, Sam.
Where is it?
I'm
Is
not
that
diagnosing anybody
anxiousness?
right now, but let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. So
Right.
When someone is boiling.
not just not boiling. There are some things we look out for. But so now people do it. So a lot of people are afraid of having that diagnosis of anxiety disorder because they think,
Okay, the word anxiety disorder. So anxiety can be different from the
yeah,
anxiety with
it
anxiety
has.
disorder.
So there are some things DSM-5. There are some key things you have to look out for based according to DSM-5 to be able to die
Try
officially.
to break it down because that language you are using, many people don't understand. We have a normal people
Okay,
on watching.
okay,
So break it down.
ladies, can you please break it down for us? Today, I'm not a professional. I'm just a host.
Okay, so anxiety anxiety is a broad term.
Hmm.
It's like is it the umbrella? It's the umbrella, and there are different kinds of specific anxiety and direct, right?
Hmm.
So anxiety is very general. So we have generalized, we call it anxiety disorders. So we have generalized anxiety disorder, we have separation anxiety disorder, we have panic attacks, we have anxiety related or as a result of maybe medication, substance use, anxiety as
Hmm.
a result of chronic illness.
Social anxiety, all
Yes,
of
we
that.
have
Yeah.
agoraphobia, all of those things. So there are different kinds of anxiety. So when we say anxiety, it's very broad. Oh, I'm anxious. That's why we were saying that, oh, it's normal, right? But we are not talking about the clinical aspect of it. The clinical aspect of it that you will be diagnosed, that one it's unhealthy. It gets in your way of life. I have my little DSM-5 here. So, like I said, we have the separation anxiety, and it goes according to the ages, right? So, there are some anxiety diagnoses we cannot give to
Yeah.
children. So for most children, it will be separation anxiety. That's when they are separated from their caregivers or they are separated from their familiar places. We have panic disorder, and often panic disorder, people mistake it for
Yes.
attack. They will say that they are having a heart attack. They will go to the emergency room and stuff like that. And often the people at the emergency room will tell them you are having a panic attack. You are not. It's not a heart attack.
Hmm.
We have agoraphobia. That is fear
Yeah.
of using
Oh,
public transportation. We have the generalized anxiety disorder. We have substance or medication induced anxiety disorder. That's why I was talking about maybe alcohol, coffee. If you are taking any substances, if you are taking any medication, it can cause anxiety.
Alice. So
Yeah,
you mean to say that when there are some certain medications that people will take that can actually cause
Trigger
them
it.
to
yeah,
anxiety?
yeah. So we have alcohol, caffeine, cannabis. Some of these things I cannot even say the name.
So
Um,
you mentioned cannabis.
yes.
So that means people smoking igbo.
So
But it's not just medications
But
that can
even
help
you know
you.
that even igbo it reduces some people anxiety.
Exactly. And it makes some people anxiety go high.
What a confused world.
Now, listen, apart from all these medications we're talking about that
Hmm.
triggers your anxiety,
Hmm.
there are personalities that can trigger your anxiety.
People, you mean?
People,
Yes, yes.
people can trigger your anxiety. So, if you know these things, okay, let's ask.
You say people can trigger anxiety, right?
Yes,
Of course. We know that.
like who?
We know that.
Like you, right?
Camera will just show them now.
How you are doing? You know, my face make you feel comfortable and
Okay.
relaxed,
Yeah.
right?
So sorry.
My face is a therapy to some
So,
people.
okay. So as I was saying, people in the comment section, right? Please type your questions and just put it in the comment section. In fact, I'll open the phone line just so that in case you have a question, you can just let us know what your just tell us what is going on with you, and
Yes.
we'll try our best. We're not officially clinically diagnosing you because if you want to be diagnosed, you know where to find us. But we'll just advise as much as we can. So right now we have a comment from Emeka. Emeka is in the house. Welcome. He says,
Welcome, America.
he says, Emeka, you just asked my question. Should I be seeking help because I am anxious prior to taking an exam?
Wow.
A proof a proof a pro fighter will tell you that they get anxious. No, I don't know what that proof. I don't know what that word is. But will tell you that they get anxious no matter how well they prepare. So yeah, anxiety. Some people just like me, for example. When I go live on stage to sing, I get anxious, and because I'm anxious, I actually do very well because I then begin to calculate things really, really fast. That's why sometimes you see me sweating a lot. That's just what
When you
you
like
want to
as
talk rubbish.
artist, when you before you get on stage as musicians, usually you get anxious. But the minute we step on that stage,
Hmm.
everything change.
Yeah.
So
Some people will take some things to calm their nerves, but some of
yeah,
us
we
we're
don't.
just natural.
Yeah.
Chi Gospel says most anxiety induced by drugs are experienced during withdrawal. Ah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. There's some anxiety that are caused by the reaction of the medication that they are taking. That's why it's important for you to, as a professional now, speaking as a professional, it's important for you to go through the list of meds they're taking and look out for those kind of medications so they don't contradict each other. You're
And
not
you are the one that knows.
causing
You
something
are
when
the
you're
one
trying
that
to
knows
solve
your
something.
body too.
Yeah. Exactly. So Living Kitchen says, Chi Gospel, I'm not even joking. No. I was diagnosed with PTSD and depression. I saw a psychiatrist for a year and the therapist for 2 years. I was even on medication for a year. Wow, I hope you're feeling better now.
Okay.
Yes. I think also says, Jamaica, your anxiety is moderate and expected. Well, I'm sorry. I still do not agree with you because you're saying it's moderate. How can you just say somebody's anxiety is moderate? Do you even know what kind of
He's even having
anxiety
anxiety, right?
he
That's why
is?
he's sweating.
Do you even know? No, it's just environmental factors. Just environmental factors.
I think maybe we should move away from diagnosing, people are saying
There
uh,
you go.
things like that because we may not know the whole picture. I mean, if
There
it's
you go.
related to exams, some of the things that we talked about you can do, such as mindfulness, breathing techniques, and all of those
Some
things.
people even take medications for that.
Yeah.
Fact,
So,
people
yeah.
take medications for that, and that's
And
okay.
I think at
It's okay.
times, and I think at,
Yeah, go
at
ahead.
times it's you want to shy. For some people, even
Yeah.
though you might know what the diagnosis is, but at times the diagnosis might hinder their ability to seek care. So you kind of you want
Hmm.
to focus on the symptoms and address the symptoms, and
Yep,
and from there, at least if you're able to treat the symptoms, then they from my experience they're more receptive to care than the
I
diagnosis
agree.
itself.
I agree with you. I agree. Okay,
Mm.
Emeka says, I meant profession. Okay, yes, we get it. Thank you. Living says, I still have a little anxiety, but it's very controllable. There you go. As long as you can control it, you're good.
Yes.
Chig also says, I was actually saying from addiction medicine standpoint. Yeah, yeah. So, okay, people. She also says, I only responded to Emeka based on what he wrote. I didn't add anything. Yes, definitely. Definitely. We get it. We get it. So now, if a person feels they are anxious, this is coming from me now with regards to this anxiety, with anxiety as a topic, right? If you feel you are anxious and you cannot control it, it's becoming uncontrollable, right? What I would suggest is seek help from professionals that would help you, find try to engage your coping skills, try to do things that will make you relax, that will make you calm. So from the anxiety standpoint, can everybody just state one thing that they found helpful, either for them personally or to other people, that can help people with anxiety relax or calm their nerves or kind of take control of whatever situation is going on at that point? Who wants to go first?
Uh-huh.
You're saying what we
Let
do
What
let
can
me
for
people
our
do?
social anxiety?
What can people do to get help related to anxiety?
So how do they
Well, if
manage that?
obviously first thing, if it's we like we said, it is a part of life, right? But if it's
Mhm.
hindering your ability to function, then the first step might you just want to try skills that we've laid out that might be helpful, be it engaging in some form of exercise, improving your food intake, maybe take using food that would decrease your heart rate, that might not speed up your heart rate, like we talk about the nicotine, the caffeines, and things like that. Engaging in like yoga, maybe speaking with somebody if it gets too much, and even finding anxiety relaxing toys like fidgets that, like I
Yeah.
said, you can focus your stress to that. So those are like things that you can do that would not even really cost you anything from a provider perspective, that you can do on your own. You can do it right now or whatnot in your own home. Just look around.
Okay.
For me, I would say I want you to examine the cause of your anxiety first. What is causing it? What is making you
Mm.
anxious?
Hmm.
First of all, if you are able to discover that problem, if it's an individual, if it's an event, or things that you watch that triggers it, because you have to be able to tell at the time something is happening and your heart is beating fast. Those are the things you first of all avoid those things. For instance, they use a word like if you're drinking caffeine, if caffeine makes your heart rates, you
Hmm.
avoid it.
Hmm.
For instance, if you have some people in your life that always make you anxious, avoid them. There's nothing wrong with avoiding people. Exactly. Thank you. So there are some things that you see that you always gives you trauma or put you in that kind of condition. You avoid them first. It is when you've avoided all those things and yet you are still having this problem, then you know that it's beyond just the
The anxiety.
the anxiety of people.
Mm. Okay. Stanley, you want to add something real quick?
well, yeah, like Sam said, that's a good starting point. Figure out what it is that makes your heart skip or your mind jump, like we would say in our local language. When you identify that thing, he spoke of one part, you avoid it. The other aspect to it is you confront it. If it is something you can confront, anything that makes you get worried, that puts you on either end of the spectrum of expression, which would be either you are angry or it makes you go into hiding and lock yourself up. Whatever it is, if it is something you can confront it, talk about it, get past the fear. Because if it generates fear, anything that makes you get to that point that makes you become afraid of that thing is an anxiety that, if not confronted or avoided, at that point could lead into other complications. So the two ways, I think, you either avoid it, as Sam said, or you confront it and get over the fear, and you be able to deal with it. I take, for example, people that are anxious to fly, get on the plane to fly, they don't like thinking about it. There are people who cannot even drive on the freeway. They would rather take the streets, even if it takes them an additional 3 hours to get to where they are going to. I've met people like that. So
So for
whatever it
those that
is
are
that,
anxious to fly, what should they do?
well, usually it
Thinking,
starts it starts by talking about it, confronting what makes you afraid. Is it the fact that you're up in the sky away from the ground? Is it looking out the window and seeing that there's nothing to hold on to?
So let me
Or you're
answer you.
thinking
Yes,
about,
yes. It's the fact that I'm not on the ground, I'm in the air, and I cannot control the air.
so this is what I say. It's something I did one time, not for me, the passenger that was flying on the plane with me, she had to take the trip because she was the CEO and had to go close out a deal. When we sat on the plane, I noticed that she grabbed my hands and the blood could not flow through. So I said, excuse me, are you okay? She said, please, just let me hold it. Just, this is how I'm able to get through flying. Do you mind if I hold you from now till we land? I said, no, that's fine. I mean, she literally grabbed my hands from takeoff to touchdown. So there are ways. And she said that helps her,
So
you know?
what if I don't have you in the plane to grab your hand?
there must be somebody else. If we grab
You
some,
figure out a way. You ask for the flight attendant to put you by someone who's willing to accommodate you. And also, flight attendants could help you get over those
Flight attendant
anxieties
will leave
because they
their
are
job and
trained
come and
to
hold
do
your hand.
that.
Okay.
No, there are ways they do that.
or you know, some people take drink. They'll drink something.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are some people who drink to get over it.
Okay. What I want to say is this, right? Someone, I think when Alice was talking, she made mention of medications. Um, what I want to say is this: don't be scared of people. People tend to be scared of medications. Don't forget that you're not going to be on you're not some people are not going to be on some meds forever. You know, there are some medications that actually can help you relax while you fly without stopping blood flow from Stanley's hand. You know, it will help you relax, and then you fly, you reach where you're going to, you come, that's it, and you're good. Okay, so please, let's not
So,
be.
so my question to you is this: the
Yeah.
expert, what effects or side effects do medications, constant ingestion of medications when you have to engage in an activity, what kind of side effects do they have on you? Are they temporary, long lasting, or something that could permanently damage an organ or organ system in your body?
Okay, before I throw this question to our guest, before I throw these questions to our guest, I want to say this, right? Um, Not every medication would have a negative side effect on you, and not for the example I stated, you're not taking this medication all the time. It's just that once in a while. So I would throw that question now to the ladies in the house to answer the question. Side effects of anxiolytics, pretty much.
Well, let's just talk in general because we can't necessarily tell you about each medication right now, but just in general, then
Mhm.
every medication has side effects, whether the
So
intended effect or the non-intended effect of the medication and things like
that
that.
is good.
So, but when you get to a point, which is why even when you see the disclaimers on TV and they talk about medication, they list out all the effects and things like that. The idea of being managed with medication, obviously you're being seen by a provider who's supporting you on your wellness journey. So
Yeah.
even though I say every medication has side effects, that shouldn't hinder you wanting to take it, because that's where you get to have that conversation regarding the side effects or the effects of the medication, and if the side effect of the medication is what you're actually seeking. Like if I take a medication that's
Oh,
to support
sorry,
me
hold on
in
a
my
minute.
anxiety.
Sorry, hold on. I just wanted us to lay this down straight so we don't get people scared. When you say all medications have side effects, can you break down the type of side effect? Because I know that there are good effects and there are bad effects. So what some people will understand by side effect are the negative,
Hmm.
all the bad things that they write
So
on those.
What
So
about the effectiveness?
I don't use when you take a medication, right? And
mhm,
because each person's an individual. How I'm going
Correct.
to
yeah,
respond to a medication and how you, Stanley, or Alice is going to respond to medication is individualized. But their effects, maybe I should throw out the word side. The
mhm,
effects of the medication. Is the effect of the medication to calm me down? I would take, maybe that's what I want. Is the effect of the medication to have me calm down enough so I can sleep? I would take that. Is the effect of the medication to allow me to calm down enough so I can now engage in being able to get on the plane without having to squeeze someone's hand, being able to go
mhm,
through a 3-hour flight, a 1-hour flight, and not have my heart beating excessively, feeling like I'm
mhm,
about to pass out or have a heart attack. So the effects of the medication, which we desire. A effect of the medication might be an effect of the medication which you might not desire. It might make you nauseous. So a way around that is, I might take it with food. I might take it during my
mhm.
sleep cycle. So every medication, I mean, like I said, I'm throwing out the word side, so I don't hold people back from seeking care. But if you get an effect of a medication that is desirable, yes, and there's some effects that you get from the medication that if they're not giving you a desired output, you can stop them or you can use them in a time that gives you a desired outcome that hopefully is supports your wellness journey. It's all about, at the end of the
I,
day, we're trying to support your wellness journey.
I think that the word side should be included. And I really appreciate your explanation. You spoke about the positive effects of those medication, which is targeted at the intended symptom that you're trying to treat. However, you're right, all medications do have side effects. That's why it's important to discuss any medication your physician or your caregiver is going to prescribe. When they prescribe that, man, have that conversation. What is this intended to do for me? And are there any side effects? Are there ways around the side effect? Are there any other meds that I could take that could be classed as what's the word? It's going to jump back. But anyway, are there other meds that I could take to either suppress or manage the side effects? There are many meds of such, and that's why you see them on TV. If you have a medication for anxiety, for example, the manufacturer would always tell you that in addition to this, it could result to X, Y, Z. So that's where the conversation with your physician comes, or your provider comes to say, how does this affect me? They then run a test on you, see what your chemistry is in your body, and then they decide what dosage you would take in order to either limit or take out the effects as intended.
Stanley,
Just that's an
that
assumption.
is not 100% accurate with all medications. There are some
Well,
medications that we would need a lab for, and there are some that we would not. So it's not all
well,
medications. Now, the reason why I said we should tread lightly when it comes to things like this, in order not to scare people off from medications, is
no,
because
it's not to scare
as
them.
as a
It's not
prescriber,
to scare
as a
them.
prescriber, when I'm prescribing medications for my patients, I tell them the potential side effect. Potential side effect, meaning it can happen, it might not happen. If it happens, let me know immediately. There are some medications that actually you will have that side effect, but it's not as bad. It's not that bad. It's not like,
Like it's mild.
yes, like it's bad.
Again, I understand.
So,
You're right. You're right.
so
I'm
my
speaking
thing,
generally.
yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
want us
talking
to be
psych
so
meds.
general that we scare people off medications because mental illness already is a stigma on its own. Come to add medication to it. Do you know
No,
that
I'm not
even the
talking of
simple
psych. I'm not
do you know
talking of
that
psych
even
meds.
the simple Panadol you take has side effects? The
Yeah, it
chloroquine,
does.
The chloroquine you are taking has side effect. That's why you take chloroquine and begin to scratch your body, scratch your body, scratch your
It
body.
does. It does.
No,
And there are people who
uh,
cannot take
it's
ibuprofen.
not.
You know that. I
So,
can take it. It works for me.
all right,
There are people who cannot take it. I'm
all
not
right.
Yeah,
saying it
that's
to
true. Some people
scare
need to take chloroquine.
Let's
anybody.
take, let's take some comments. Let's take some comments. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for still commenting. I have like a million comments
Don't
right
get your
now.
chloroquine.
I use knife, scratch myself. I use brush, scratch myself. Forget that thing. I went to be knocking on my father's door. You are sleeping now, I'm scratching myself. You have to wake up. Okay. Chigospel says, "What if you cannot avoid them?" I believe that's the side effect. She also says, let's think about management." Okay. Duper says, "Anxiety is quite normal. Public speaking gives me serious anxiety and still does, but that's about it. It's when anxiety becomes chronic, hinders daily activities, then it is abnormal, as we've been saying." Chigosu says, "If your wife is giving you anxiety, how can you avoid your wife?" Good
Very
question.
easy.
Can you please tell me that?
Maybe that's when you call Alice
That's
and
Question.
have therapy.
I know you call her therapy. Oh. And if you need medication, you can contact us. So, Glitz and Glam says, a way to manage, I like that name, Glitz and Glam. A way to manage anxiety is breathing techniques like a butterfly method, like the butterfly method. How do butterfly breathe again?
That is the Boy Scout anxiety you're talking about.
No, actually, breathing technique calms you down.
Yeah, for some anxiety, the Boy Scout works.
Okay, let's keep going. Ngozi says, "Hi, Ngozi. Happy New Year." Ngozi says,
Hunger.
she says, believe in God, reading
all
scripture,
right.
First Peter. chapter-
All right now.
That's how they are looking at you. That's not why you
I like
laughing. That's not why you laughing. Why are you
is it?
laughing? Okay.
She's interesting. I like that.
Ngozi is very interesting. Of course, we've had Ngozi on the show before. She says, God says, cast all your anxiety on
On him,
him
yes.
because he cares for you.
I like that.
Hallelujah.
Woo, glory.
Yes. They shock you. Gates and Glams also said, another way, if extreme, is medication and taking therapy and talking therapy, like cognitive behavioral therapy or exposure therapy. Yes. Fatuma is in the house. She says that greetings watching from Marblehead. Okay. Glitz and Glam also said another way is using the five sense. Wait. Alice, do you know Glitz and Glam? Because Glitz and Glam seems to be in your field. Yeah.
No, I don't.
I don't know. Is it? I mean, now, what do you think? From what I've been reading about Glitz and Glam, is as if she and Alice will be in the same this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she says another way is using the five senses, grounding techniques, what you can taste, smell, see, touch, etc. And that will bring you to realize and and calm your brain
Hmm.
to rationalize your thoughts. Okay.
Oh, she
Okay.
mentioned that. That's what some people say. Sweet ice cream and chocolate can make them relax.
As we were saying, the first I saw come and make you gain weight. That's a side effect. That's a side effect of that one. Taste. You're going to taste so many things.
Yeah.
Come and gain weight. And then come and now become depressed because you have gained weight. So side
Oh,
effect.
that's true.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Fatuma says, great topic, sir. Confront your fear before it confronts you. Okay. Living's Kitchen says meditation. Perfect.
Hmm.
Fatima says fear is a fatal leader.
Hmm.
Inevitability inevitably fear will kill you. Hmm, not all fear. Glitz Glam says medication is good, but it's essential for cases where the anxiety is putting you in a fight or versus freeze scenario where you have to act and you can't
That's
rationalize.
true.
Okay. Temitope says truly anxiety can be good or bad. The most important thing is knowing that anxiety or depression could exist in anyone
Hmm.
and that it's okay to seek help.
Thank you. Thank you. I
There
like
you
that
go.
one. I like
Yeah,
that comment. A very beautiful one.
types of.
He's joking.
Listen, Glam also says, and each medication gives different side effects to different people. Yes, some might not even give you a particular side effect at some point. It depends on your, or depends on you and your body makeup. Glitz and Glam says, anxiety is more cured with benzodiazepines, which is used in cases where that anxiety is affecting you to the point where you have to act fast,
Mm.
but you are not. Not not particularly just benzos. There are different kind of medications that can help your anxiety, not just benzos. Glazing glands, the side effects could be small and yeah, substantial. I agree with that.
Yep. Yep.
Chigos says even ordinary Tylenol have side effects. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
very true. She says if okay. Glitz and glam says side effect could be weight gain, drowsiness, over salivation, etc. and more, but that's with every medication, not just mental health related medication. Very true.
That's true.
America says I think the medication issue is the fact that is on your medical record, or the stigma that comes with it. However, I think it I think it's no excuse not seeking needed help. I think we're going to
That's true.
Yeah,
particular
that's a
comment.
good one.
Yeah. Um, Chick also says, but the benefit of Tylenol outweighs the side effects. Blah blah blah. We should check the benefits compared to the
That's
check the
true.
benefits. You
True.
weigh them side by
Yep.
side to see if
Yep.
yes. Listen, now, Emeka, stigma is created because united. We're all united to create these stigmas. Listen, Glams also says also when meds are given, it could be swapped to something else if the side effects are too much anyways. Yes, but depends on the kind of meds again, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not all meds you can just swipe
The
immediately. There are
dosage
some
and all that stuff.
you have to titrate down and then bring this one up. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like yeah. Chick also says, Emeka, why why do we care about medical record? So much lawsuit that we may never even experience. Hmm.
Mm.
Glitz and Glam says the side effects also could differ due to the dosage. Okay, we're talking about
True.
side effect now, plenty side effect.
Mm-hmm.
It says yes, it differs. Okay, okay. When it
I think, Max, I think the idea of medications, like we talked about, is in you're being supported with someone in your wellness journey, and like I mentioned, each medication does have a side effect, either a desired effect or non-desired effect.
Mhm.
But because you're being supported on your on your wellness journey, there's someone as who's giving you the medication, who when you have an effect that is not the desired one, you can reach
Yeah,
out to, and you guys can make adjustments as necessary. And
yes,
each
and to
person is
add
individualized.
true. And to add to what Aminat says, usually we would have you work with a therapist or a clinician, to balance the whole thing up, not just throw you. We try to avoid medication first and then bombard you with medications. No, you
Mm-hmm.
have to also try other coping skills, to try to like get yourself there. Jesse Chop says, "Good evening, everyone. I wish to be in the show, but I don't have light to join. That's depressing.
Okay.
I'm chatting with 10%, which is from Nigeria. Okay, Emeka, you are actually saying something different. All meds have side effects, but you don't have to experience the side effect. Well, who all meds have side effects depending on the person taking the med. They don't create a med and say this one take the side effect. No,
Or the side
it
effect is
or
going
the
to, this is going to be
it depends
on
on
the
it's
individual.
thank you, it's an individualized thing. So yes, someone might react to something where another person might not react to what person A
Correct.
is reacting to. So yes, I
It
still
just
stand
Let,
by
depends.
my word.
Some people,
allow me to speak a little bit
Sorry,
about
can
this
I
because
take out the comments? Sorry, we have a lot of comments and I just want to brush through the
I
comments
I know this side effect thing. I just wanted to clarify something to everybody.
briefly.
Uh, it, in medications, there are side effects. The reason is every single tablet of whatever medicine you're taking has what they call active and inactive ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
The combination of that medication, whatever is targeted at, there is what they call vectors or carriers that is put in that net to transport the active ingredient to the desired location where it needs treatment. And these things could result in side effects, even if it is positive. That's why these medications go through a series of tests
Mm.
clinically before they are approved. And even when they are approved, these side effects are still there. They categorize them minimal, moderate, or severe. For there are patients who have taken things as little as Benadryl, and they come down seriously. So these things have to be reported. It is important that you have that conversation with your physician when
Sure.
you're being prescribed any medication. If it's going to bother you because they have your baseline chemistry, if you have a physician that you follow up with, they can determine at that point if this medication will be better for you based on how your kidneys, liver, and your entire system would respond to it based on the component that it has. So that conversation with your physician is very important. All meds have side effects. It's a known fact. Now they
All right.
differ like Alima. I'm sorry if I
Aminat.
didn't pronounce Aminat. It differs per human being. Your body reacts differently to medications.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you very much, Stanley. Thank you.
Thank you,
Before
Stanley.
we change the topic to side effects of anxiety or anxiety medication. So, okay, yeah, I was about to take this comment. Temi says, based on last week's discussion, this is to create awareness in the Black community.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes.
Fatuma says, yes, some medication has, okay, any comment that has to do with side effect, I'll skip it because we're not talking side effect today.
They like
Okay,
the side
side
effect
effect,
story.
okay,
Side
but
effect.
medication also, okay.
Medication.
All
But I
right.
think it's important that they know that
Yeah.
part too, though. I think it is.
Yeah, definitely. That's why we've already flogged side effect too
Yeah.
much, and I don't want us to overflog it before we change the topic to side effect of anxiolytics. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you, Alice, let's begin with you. Um, do you think stigma is something that keeps people from seeking help?
Yes, I would say so. Stigma is at the top there. There was a research that was done around stigma in health, and it shows that stigma can even be a determinant of health. As a result, if there is stigma, people are not going to seek help, and it could actually bring people's health down. And I would say on top of that is also the lack of education as well.
Okay.
That sometimes we cannot blame people too much for what they do not know. Some people don't even know what anxiety is, what depression is, when we talk about mental health and all of those things. So they don't know what it is. So as a result, they are not going to take the action. So as much as we are talking about the stigma, I think education has to also go where we teach people mental health literacy, emotional literacy. We give them the words for emotion. Like all of us here, how many emotional words do we know? When somebody asks you, how are you doing? We usually say, I'm good or I'm okay. But, or how are you feeling? I feel good or I feel bad. But there are so many words to describe how we feel. I'm exhausted. I'm numb. I'm afraid. I am happy. I am surprised. I am, I feel exposed. I feel fragile. I feel vulnerable. There
Mm.
are so many words that a lot of us don't know because we were not taught. So yes, stigma, and then also the education has to come in as well. And I would say the other thing in our African community is also the lack of research. We don't have the research. So as a result, people will tell you that Africans do not experience mental health or do not experience any of these issues. But it's not because we don't experience it, it's because we don't have the research. Funding doesn't go into the research to figure out how many people are struggling with anxiety, how
Yeah.
many people are dying by suicide, how many people are dying by depression. We don't fund it, so as a result the number is going to be zero. It's not because we don't experience it, but it's because nobody is taking the time to go out there and ask people, or to even tell physicians in Africa that when somebody comes to see you, do a screening for depression, do a screening for anxiety,
Yeah.
all of those things. So there are so many different factors that goes with that stigma as well.
Okay. Thank you very much.
She said something that's so important.
Yeah.
She mentioned when they ask you, how are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why people from the country I come from don't like to say how they're doing, because they say when you say it negative, that's it comes to affect you. That's why
Mm.
you see most of the time in where we come from, when you ask them how you do, say I'm blessed and I have favor,
Mm.
even though you're going through some problems, they will just say that. So as a result of that, they hide all those problems they have. And sometimes you go to a man that wants to help you and you say you're already blessed or you are good. The
Yeah.
person will not be able to give you that help.
Mm-hmm.
So you that is watching today, if you are really going through these issues we are talking about, say it, especially when you meet someone that is there to help you. And the reason why I know some of them try to avoid that is because they will make ridicule of them. Like
Mm.
if they tell them like where we come from too, if you tell the person you are going through some issues, God forbid bad thing. Yes, you go and tell you
You
go and
can
tell your
never be
father.
anxious
It
in
will never
Jesus'
be.
name.
You will never be crazy in Jesus' name.
Mm. Okay.
So as a result of that,
Yeah.
they shy away from expressing themselves.
Yeah. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
can I say something? I think when we tell people to talk about their problems, we are not telling people to go and take a megaphone and then broadcast your problems to the whole world. That's not what we are saying. We are talking about finding people that you trust. It doesn't have to be everybody in your community. It can be one person, two people
Eh,
that
no,
you trust, that you can.
just Alice, I don't think anyway, you're not Nigerian,
It's like
that's
the
why.
community is
You're not yeah, yeah,
community.
you're not Nigerian.
The community is a big
If
one.
you
Oh.
were Nigerian, this is what you will hear. I'll go to some soft and I will say, some soft. People like say my head on the touch you. Don't tell anybody. I just feel down, feel depressed,
I
feel
repeat,
sad.
you can never be depressed.
You see?
You can never be depressed.
That's what he will say. Oh.
I'm from Ghana, so I'm
Wait,
from
calm
Ghana.
down.
So
Wait,
we
I've
have
not finished. I've not finished. Calm down. Calm down. And then Samson, before you know it, Samson will now go and say, ah, John, you hear? You hear it in here, Nana.
You got to
Minister
say.
Mex, he head on the touch you. If I no just get anxiety, no just get depression, he can't get madness, he can't get weariness, he can't get everything. And then John will now go and tell the next person, did you hear what Samson said that Mex said? He said this, he said, in brain. No. So that's what it's hard for people.
You don't follow.
Yeah, it's hard for people to
You don't want
find out one person that they can, except if the person is a professional. If even the professional self, as long as that professional is not in the same church with you, if that professional is in the same church with you, all the church people.
It's a suspect.
So this is the problem I'm trying to say, Alice. Yes, we are supposed to talk to people we can trust, but nowadays the number is getting thinner. I'm sorry. No, now let's face the fact. All of you in the comment section, you have to say the truth. Say the truth and shame the devil. Tell me one person that you can go and tell your secret to, that you will not be afraid the person will leak it.
He said the thing is getting what thinner.
It's getting thinner. The line is getting thinner. You can't have plenty of people like that. Yeah.
You
So
know,
that's why I always advise go to professionals, and not professional that you know on a one-to-one personal. If you have trust issue with people around you, seek professional help.
Oh yes.
Instead, talk
Professional
to
help is the best.
yeah, because especially here in America, if that person go and tell your
You will
secret,
sue.
you will become a millionaire.
Mhm.
Eh?
Exactly.
Yeah, imagine I come to Alice now and I say, Alice, I'm depressed, this, and then Alice now go and tell some soft, forget it. Forget it. Alice
so 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 I jump in here to say this. I'm glad you said that,
mm-hmm.
Max. Alice mentioned education. That is extremely true. That there needs to be a lot of education on this aspect. Now, I believe she focused it more on the patient aspect, the people, the populace. But on the other hand, and I would say this, the reason why it's not very common in our area for these things to be mentioned is education on the aspect of the providers in Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, wherever it is. The reason being that data privacy in the West here is a big issue. I'm sure you guys know HIPAA and all that it entails. You cannot discuss or disclose any patient medical data to anybody once it's been told to you without their permission. If you do, it's a violation of the HIPAA laws and principles. But on the other end, in Africa, if
Again, there are some instances that you can,
let,
but that's
let
too
me let me
extreme.
say this one. The reason why stigma, I'm trying to narrow it down to
Mhm.
stigma is this. If you talk to your provider in Africa and your doctor and you explain whatever your symptoms are that you're going through, they openly discuss it with just about anybody. So you could even meet your family members and talk to them about it. Your friends, they could see you at church and say
So,
that
but
mental issue
how's
that you have.
your anxiety? Is it getting better? Praise the
Exactly.
Lord.
So when you have those kind of uneducated and uninformed providers do such things, it makes the people withdraw and not even want to talk about it, not even to their physicians to get help. That's biggest part in Africa that we deal with. But over this way, your medical information cannot be disclosed by your provider or your caregiver without your consent. If they do that, it's violation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it's called the HIPAA law, which Stanley definitely touched on. But there are some extremes that when some certain things are done or said, we as providers can actually feed your information to the appropriate agencies in order to protect you. But
That,
yeah,
that, that's right. Appropriate. You use the right word, and
I
that's
can
where
I
your
will not
consent
just
can
go and
be.
kiss ourselves to boy.
But not just anybody.
Just-
It has to be someone in the line
Yes,
of your
doctor.
caregiving plan.
yes.
If they're outside of it, no, you can't discuss it.
I'm trying to wrap up. I'm trying to wrap up. I'm trying to
So
wrap up.
this is a very good topic.
Yes,
It's
it
very
is.
good
It
and
is.
very
But still, we
informative.
have to be time
Yes.
cautious. We have to be time cautious because everybody we're supposed to be here for an hour. And
If
that,
you bring such hot topics, Max, you know that 1 hour can't do it.
I know. That's why we have
So
gracious guests
Oh, those two guys,
who
put
have
your
been
hands
great,
together
who
for
have
our
been
two guests.
wonderful.
here's
Um,
my suggestion. Next time you have a hot topic, break it to pieces
I'm
and just
actually
bring
I'm
one
actually
that can
breaking. Now,
accommodate that
today,
We
hour.
didn't talk
did you
about
wait to Stanley?
child.
Stanley, did you actually see the topic we were
Yeah,
supposed
we
to
didn't
talk
talk
about?
about child.
In case you missed
I
it, this is
saw
the topic.
Childhood trauma.
We're supposed to talk about navigating depression, anxiety, PTSD, and childhood
So we have not
trauma.
even touched
So we
PTSD.
haven't even touched
those.
PTSD, some subset.
Trust me,
We haven't
topic number
touched
one is a broad one.
we haven't
It's a
Trauma.
touched
broad one.
childhood trauma.
Yeah.
That time when they flogs and soft. He has not talked it yet. The time when Stanley drank Gary until him belle big. We never talk am yet. So we, today is just anxiety.
Exactly.
We'll
We
just
just
keep today for
yeah.
anxiety. Okay, let's keep today for anxiety. Now again, like I did last week, I know Aminat was very, very gracious to come back again today. It seems as if this particular mental health this thing will just be a mental health month.
Because it's very important.
It's
Because
very
we
important.
need
Look,
to
yeah, people are
people need
learning
to
a
really
lot.
get
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
You
So
know.
I want to ask Aminat and Alice. Will you guys be here again next week so that you can complete this
You are
teaching?
welcome in the
No, you
name
can't be
of the
welcoming them. They are here already. You can't be welcoming
Lord.
them
In advance.
in
You are
advance. Okay, for
welcome.
next week in advance. Please, can you guys please graciously honor us with your presence next week so we can complete this particular session. You guys have been very, very,
Yes, amazing. Wow.
amazing, and we love your contributions.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
yeah. Thank you.
Reverend,
But before you wrap up the show, I do want to say though,
Yes.
like just going back to when we first started.
yes,
Yes, anxiety. There is anxiety. We all experience a form of anxiety. We all experience a form of depression. But if wherever you are right now in the world, if it is limiting your ability to do things that you know you need to do, please seek help.
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
And to add to what Aminat said, right? If you are at that level, if you are at that level where you you are that anxious, where you have chest tightness, where you have shortness of breath, where you cannot control your body movement, tremors, you can't control that, where you feel you like you have racing thoughts, your thoughts are just racing or heart racing, and so on and so forth. Please, please, please seek professional help. Other than seeking professional help, do some of the things that Alice and Aminat has instructed you guys to do to help you calm down so you can seek professional help. It's very important. Listen, like the match of last week that people watch. You had somebody died. I think I'm talked.
That's crazy.
Max, can I say something in terms of the professional help?
Fire on, please. Fire on.
Um, and I say this with all respect. Your pastor is not equipped to handle your mental health issue.
Should already go another topic now. What will you talk? Okay.
Carry on.
Carry on.
I'm just saying, your pastor is not equipped. Your pastor's wife, the elder in your church, your
Mm.
deacon, your prayer warrior, the prayer lines that you go to, all of those things, they are not equipped to support you. I'm not saying it's not good, it's good, but they are not equipped to give you the help that you need. So when we talk about professional help, we are talking about somebody who has a degree and is licensed in mental health. So it could be an MD, it could be a social worker, it could be a psychiatrist, it could be a psychologist, all of those things. And if somebody comes on online and they tell you that, oh, I'm a mental health professional, come to me, you have the right to ask them, what is your qualification? Where did you go to school? Do you have a license before you take any advice or before you take anything from them? So you have to be an informed client as well. Inform yourself, get the education for yourself so that you know what you are looking for. Yeah.
Now, I don't want you people to start attacking her because she mentioned that.
I
What,
think that's important to.
Very, very
Sorry.
important.
what she meant is that you go to the professional first. Because before you pray, the Bible says you watch and pray. You watch, you see what you're going through. How do you watch? You go to the counselor. You go to somebody for prayer for help,
Mm.
professional help. Then after you know that is your problem, they diagnosed it. You can go to your pastor for prayers because there's nothing wrong with praying about it. But you make sure you balance it out. The the professional is handling it while your pastor is handling it spiritually.
I actually want to go the other way. I want to go the other way.
Go ahead.
I'm a professional, Lou,
Mhm.
but this is what makes it fun for me. I'm a professional and also a man of God. Let's keep it there for now.
Okay.
Now, God help me.
But
Okay.
you have the education. It's not every man of God that has the
Yes,
education.
yes, I agree. I agree. But this is what I actually wanted to say. A lot of people from Africa or in Africa have developed one particular common form of coping mechanism, and that is religion.
Break it down.
Some people, when they get anxious, what calms them down is going to the church to pray, and it calms them down. That is
That's
therapy
right.
for them.
Oh, that's good.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a perfect one. That's good.
I'll leave the rest for next week because we're going to be talking about depression
Yeah.
and PTSD, childhood trauma, how the flog some
But
stuff everywhere.
anything that makes that is going to work for you.
Yeah, see,
But Max,
sorry,
you're
no,
just
no, no.
you're saying exactly what we said at the beginning. You find out a skill, a coping skill that works for you. If
Exactly.
the
Prayer
going
can
to the church and praying calms you down enough
I like
to
that.
function in your daily life, that's fine. When it
Yes,
is hindering you, that's when you need the extra support.
correct.
I
Yes,
think we're also
valid.
saying the same thing,
Yeah,
just on a different level.
yes,
So
yes.
so let me add this to the conversation. Please don't wait until it gets bad.
Yeah,
The
Mm.
day you start noticing these imbalances, start to attack it, either by talking to someone or whatever means. But don't wait until it gets worse. It's a common rule of thumb in Africa. We don't like seeking medical help for nothing. We wait until it gets bad.
Mm.
At that point where it's gone beyond primary, secondary, and maybe at the tertiary level, that's when we run to the doctors. Please, if you notice it at the beginning, That's the right time to start to seek help, whatever form you choose to use.
So let's take this comment. Stella Maris is in the house. She says, "Our Lady of Peace, pray for us." Mm. Ngozi says, "Sounds like Mex wants to shake some tables. Not today, not today. I just gave an
Just
intro.
exactly.
It's just an intro for next week because Ali said something that I would want to comment on next week. Next week we'll talk about it. Okay. We are going to listen, guys. I hope people are enjoying all this educational
Beautiful.
content because this is really educational. We have, oh, listen. In fact, have you subscribed?
As a matter of fact, this is we are blessing you. It's a blessing. It is a blessing.
Yeah, the one that told them what.
I think a good place to start next week, Max, would be signs and symptoms. Let's start from there so people can begin to look inwards and start to self diagnose and
Diagnosis.
We
know
can't
how
we
to
can't
go
we
get
can't just
help.
we can't just start from signs and symptoms. We have to talk about what it is first before we begin to talk about
We
symptoms.
did that today, didn't we?
Not anxiety. We're not doing anxiety next week. We're doing depression,
No,
PTSD, and
I'm
childhood.
referring to anxiety. I thought you
We
were going to
talked about.
continue
I
from
just
there.
spoke about. I listed
And I'm
about five
sure,
minutes ago. Please, did you guys hear me?
and
I
I'm sure,
listed signs and symptoms of anxiety,
and I'm sure
Okay.
they are
and I've done
diagnosing
it three
themselves
times
already.
already. Yeah, I've done it. I did it three times already. So they already know the same. If you don't know, please feel free to send us an email or text message, and we will definitely get back to you. Definitely. This is the email scrolling down the screen, and that's the number scrolling down the screen. Let's take the final comment for today. It's from Glitz and Glam.
Oh yeah,
I think I'm going to take that name, Glitz and Glam.
yeah. I like that name.
Yeah. It says, yes, faith can help. Faith can help, like the effects of placebo in cure, when it's literally nothing, but it need to be done with professional help. I agree.
Hmm.
I agree. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being on the show today. Aminat, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Aminat.
Alice, thank
Alex,
you
thank
very
you very
much. You
much.
guys were very educational.
Powerful.
You taught us a lot. You taught our people a lot. You kept it going. You kept it very engaging. Definitely, please, next week, same time, same place. We'll be expecting you guys. And so maybe some soft will come with the shirt that when they flog him, he tear the shirt, tear the shirt, tear the shirt.
Which
You
one?
know,
When they bomb me, you know what? They know what they even they think of yourself.
who tell you? You know how old I be? You see, he's traumatizing me. He's traumatizing me. My mental health. I mean not my mental health.
Very, thank,
All
thank
right,
you
ladies and
for having, thank you for having me, and I will see
gentlemen.
you next week, God willing. Amen.
Definitely. I mean, you want to say thank you and bye to our people?
Thank you all.
Thank
Like I
you.
said, make sure you seek help
Yep.
if you
Mm,
need it.
Stanley?
Thank you very much. Don't wait until it gets worse. Check
Thumbs up?
yourself all the time.
Don't give up on your faith either.
Mm, just that.
Yes.
Okay, and from me, next week we're going to tell you how they flog and soft, flog and soft, flog and soft.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna touch you.
All right, people. It's nice. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'm enjoying it.